Did you know? After this pandemic, our greatest challenge will be a global population collapse, which is already beginning in some parts of the world. Did you know that China is no longer the world's most populous country? It isn't because of India's rapid population growth, but rather because of a decline in the Chinese population in 2023. While it may surprise some, it is the truth. Japan's population isn't growing, it's shrinking, as are Russia, Germany, Italy, South Korea, and Spain, and to make you even more surprised, some states of India, the most populous country in the world, are slowly realizing that their population is dropping. The population of almost every major country will continue to shrink year by year in the near future, and if that happens, the global human population will collapse due to the decline in global fertility rate. If this trend continues for a long time, it can pose a serious existential threat to the survival of mankind. Now we need to understand why human population and fertility rates are declining and how this can affect our lives. Currently, birth control is available globally. Pregnancies are 100% preventable with responsible use, but in the past, most pregnancies were the result of sex without planning, irresponsible sex, and so on. Since rural communities have shifted to urban settings, children were a necessity in rural communities, but a liability in urban communities. Therefore, the modern world does not want to compound its economic problems by having multiple children. The government convinces women that having a full-time job outside the home is better than being a full-time homemaker. The old divide and conquer strategy is used here. Women choose not to have children in that situation or delay and eventually have one token child. Women seem to place a high value on a career and social circle in these situations. Despite the fact that adult entertainment sounds insane, people are using technology to get sexual pleasure and they are deterred from getting married early and having children. After all this, you may feel happy that population collapse will leave few people on Earth. That means less people, less resources, more available jobs and more land. Yes, you will get those benefits for a short time, but in the long run it will pose a threat to human civilization. It will cause an economic collapse. If the population declines, there is less demand for basic services such as hotels, restaurants, and shops. As a result, employment in these sectors drops. Additionally, a declining population implies a shrinking tax base that would support basic infrastructure, such as police, fire, and electricity. To maintain some level of economies of scale, the government may have to abandon some of this infrastructure, such as bus and railroad lines, and combine school districts, hospitals, and even townships. With fewer children being born, there will be more elderly dependent people than young workers, so there is a chance that end-of-life care for seniors will be needed due to a lack of caregivers. It is likely that global military strength will decrease. Big countries with large populations, assuming technology, manpower, and other factors, tend to have a stronger military than small countries with small populations. In other words, fewer people and a weak economy means a weak military, causing the world again to be unbalanced. Falling populations also lower innovation, since change is more likely to come from young people and entrepreneurs. If a population decline is accompanied by a permanent recession and a corresponding decline in infrastructure and basic services, it can have adverse effects on a population's mental health. In one word, population collapse means no motivation, fewer competitions, and fewer innovations, and we humans aren't designed for that. Thanks for watching DNA, and if you like our videos, please, do not forget to like and subscribe.